PUBG website also have this problem, and that's
How did that make you feel as product owner? Did it make you feel upset? Should the dev have done a better job?
It should be like perfect, but well, is it okay?
It's okay. So I think as a product owner, that's something that we have to understand if we're gonna work as a product owner, is that you're never gonna have a perfect project. It's impossible.
But as product owner, I think it's very good when this is my gaming website, and I have a lot of place for gamer can go search for information, and also it's implicate that you should download this game by hit that play now button right there, and on the carousel there are a lot of download and join now button.
So as a product owner, you're always going to want to have more, right? But if you want to be a good product owner, you have to recognize that like you can't do everything. Your devs, you only have a certain amount of devs. And they can only do a certain amount of things in a certain amount of time. And until you have, and your job as a product owner is to make make sure that the devs are building something that is going to make the company make value for the company, right?
Yep.
So like I'm just thinking about these are different roles. These are the people that you're going to have to talk to if you want to become a developer. You're going to talk to someone that's that's the owner, and he's going to tell you this is why we're not going to build this, and we're going to build something else. Or they're going to tell you something like, hey, I need Google Analytics because I need to know which button is more important. Which one, what texts do users like more? They're going to want A/B testing, stuff like that.
Check out about page and log in. And did you enter about page?
Have to sign up and log in as well.
Yeah.
And talk to me. Tell me something.
You
This one?
cover on the
Nice. Nice. What'd you use to build this? Okay, there's nothing wrong with copy-driven development. I like it. Yeah. So we see here it's in our about.html file. Let's poke around. Okay. What's it called? I'm thinking portrait image. Look for image. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's look for. So if I want to hack this, right? I would open up my Google Developer Tools with Command Shift or Command Option I. Select this, that little mouse thing, and then click this, and I can see all the styles. I also saw rounded circle, so I can jump back to my code base, and I see this is where it is right here. This is the code that manages this one screen. So this is a tip and trick. If you guys need to quickly find some, like you guys see a screen on a computer, on a web page, on a mobile app, and then you have access to the code, you need to quickly figure it out because the code base is so large. That's something I recommend you doing. Okay, so I see we have 3 cards, but we need some JavaScript. Anyway, good job. I like it. There's all types of effects like that you can do. There's something called animate CSS. Ultimately, if you guys get really good with CSS, the vast majority of the time you don't actually need to use JavaScript. You see this? Pay attention to the text up top. See that bounce? Let's do a flash. These are like different libraries that people have created with common effects that you guys might need to do. So then bounce left, and this is all done with CSS. So CSS gets a lot more complicated. We don't need to do JavaScript for everything. Okay, so
you also have the login button.
Login. Nice.
Put username, password.
Nice, I like it, the moto. How long did it take to do the moto? Who did the moto?
Just copy and paste and then change.
And it worked? It just worked instantly?
No, not work instantly, because some like the button and then some class is override with the one I have in my CSS, so I have to change all the name and then change all the name of the classes and then also add some classes into the button and then have to change the color again, things like that. But it's not that difficult. The most difficult part is the navigation bar. Like, it still has problem now. Can you like minimize it?
Minimize it?
Yeah. Can you click on the collapse?
Yep.
Yeah, the play now button is outside the collapsible thing, but I don't know why it dropped down with the collapse. Dropped down with it.
Yeah.
It's now.
Oh, you talking about the hamburger menu? This thing drops down.
Yeah.
No, the play now button. The
Play now button
is
should be
outside. Yeah, it should be up
Up
there.
there. But
Because what I did there is change the order of it when we minimize it. You can see the play now button is on the right, but when I collapse, when we minimize it, it will become on the left.
Okay. Okay, so we got something tricky going on here.
Yeah, so you can see order 2 and then if order middle is free.
So using Bootstrap, it's a very complicated library. You know, like you have to get to, like, you're not going to be expected to know every single thing about Bootstrap, right? But as you use it, you'll become more familiar with it, guys, and you're gonna be aware of like the different problems that you're gonna encounter. You know, and eventually, like, you know, you guys don't need to do it perfectly every single time. You just got to do it right once. You know, once you guys do it right once, you guys have confidence in yourself that you've done it right once, and you always have the code to reference in the future. So that's why I want you guys to also get good at Git, because you guys are gonna need your old code sometimes. You know, one day you guys are all gonna buy a new computer, maybe like a year from now, 2 years from now, doesn't matter. But you guys you're still gonna want your code that you have on your computer right now. So just like, you know, just give it some time and work on it, because as the course goes on, we're gonna be learning other things which are gonna support you guys on building this one more. You know, and you guys are gonna be able to work on this more whenever you guys get bored with other projects, because there's always gonna be, like, you know, sometime in the future you guys are gonna run something and you're gonna feel super tired and not want to do it anymore. At that time, you guys are gonna miss HTML and CSS. You know, because it can get more complicated when we talk about JavaScript, which is what we're gonna be doing today. Okay, so Charles, anything else? Can you know, what do you think? Look at that presentation, man. We got a little. It's not perfect, but you know, yeah. I like the carousel. I like the way that you guys used a common design pattern. Everyone likes text broken up like this. One of the best developers I know, that as a front end developer, he loves this design pattern, and it's just like it's everyone knows what to expect. Like, my friend is like super pro WordPress developer, and like common design patterns have 3 columns. Every now and then you have a different section. Did anyone here use a section in the project? There's an HTML element called section.
we have a section in now HTML.
You guys did?
For the news.
Okay, did you break it up like this? Yeah, this would be a section.
Header section and footer.
Nice. Okay, yeah. If you guys look at other people's code, you know, you guys can figure out. Oops. I don't see that. There's a lot of code out here, man. You could look through this for forever and not figure out everything that's going on. Got a bunch of script tags. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, thank you for thank you. Everyone, let's give them a round of applause for the project. Good work, guys. All right, who else am I missing? Guys, come on, guys.
It's not this man.
Say again?
What's the picture? We have a picture. We have a picture. We have a
I'm super confused. Did you guys not update your code? Okay, because I just cloned your code right here. I just cloned your master, and I'm on your master branch. Your master branch should be the best copy of your code. You should never ever put garbage on it. It should always work. I would say. Charles, do you think that's okay? Yeah, your code on your master branch should always work. I should be able to pull it and then just open up a file and it should be good. Your other branches is where you guys fuck shit up. Okay? If you guys want to do something wrong, do it on another branch. Master is the company's branch. You don't fuck up master branch. And I see that I just pulled it and I don't see anything working.
So that we deploy in a real deploy on website and it's still have a vision.
Okay, can you link me? Link me then.
Can you just open the HTML or the visual form? Yeah, and then you can
That's what I just did, right? So did this?
My version.
Right.
I say no slap.
Nice, man. You guys deployed it. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry if I was being difficult. We have some photos missing though. Yeah, nice.
Our project is like to build a website for medium store because medium store so they are locked right now, so we think about building the website for them. And yeah, and we talk about like the store always think about the marketing. The new product are always coming, so they need the space for the picture. So that's why we always spend the whole section first for the picture, and then they put whatever on it. And take for the neighbor. So this neighbor is like we got the idea from Gucci. So one of the famous brand fashion on the market. And
Did you look at their website?
yeah, you see how the brand is.
Nice.
Yeah, we got the idea from the neighbor from Gucci. We learned from them.
So I started working on the nav bar, and then I took I copied the Bootstrap nav bar, but I had a lot of problems customizing the Bootstrap. Like they had like specific CSS properties that when I would change, nothing would change because it had they already had the Bootstrap properties. So there was a lot of problems like that.
Actually, for this Java, we don't use anything in Bootstrap. Yeah.
You guys didn't use anything on Bootstrap?
Not anymore.
I got it.
It's a bit easier just to go with like scratch instead of like following the actual layout.
The other Castle we still have a little problem, but we'll be able to make it custom whatever thing down here out of the Bootstrap.
What do you mean?
See, this is
Oh yeah, you said you had the indicators?
We get a little time to figure out how to like customize it to the circle instead of like square.
Can you know? Did you guys look at how to show page number? You guys can make this really custom. You can change the image type. You can change colors, the transparency. You have numbers. It gets really complicated.
And at first I think like make the first slide in the middle and then it's move around. But I spend a little time on this, but I can't figure out how to do that. This is the hard part with the first one, and go down a little. And this section, this is in my talk. It's not like the car. Because we don't have enough time, so I didn't talk with my teammate yet. But the idea is like this is the database. So when they put the new product in there, they're gonna also be show up with the slide. You can slide it. Yeah.
You start thinking about the database already.
Yeah, we think about
how would you get data from a database?
It's just like the array that we can put the picture, the what brand, what cost, and what the best seller or something, and that's about to ultimately show in here.
I know. So let's just say that you know how to show the data, right? You know how to show the image. You know how to take the text out of the data. You know how to show a link to it, right? How would you get this data from, how would you get the data? Because a second ago you said that you want to get it from a server, right?
The data which the store owner already have the data. What her best product selling and stuff. Yeah, I can get from her, and they're gonna be like, this is the main product she sell this item, this item, and I want to show the best seller of her data.
Okay.
That's the first batch, and then when later on the website develop, the store develop, the business develop, we get more data to put it in there. So this is the idea of this section. It's not like showing the part.
I know. I just wanted to say that in the very near future, guys, we're going to learn how to request data from a server. That's an important concept, right? This is like this website works, but it's useless without data. We're going to have something useful to put in there, right? So this is something we're going to be talking about JavaScript. JavaScript will help us achieve this goal. We can ask for data from our API, sort it, we can pass parameters, all types of useful stuff, sign in, etc.
And the footer data, if you click on here,
beautiful, man.
you're gonna see.
Oh, nice.
Check on.
That's crazy.
It's from Chrome Master.
We have link about the page about us. Even.
About us?
Yes.
Good job, man. I really like this footage. It looks good. It looks professional. You guys have fun. You guys added a bunch of links. I like this, man. I trust websites that have a lot of footer links. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but I usually trust them more. Oh, nice. You got an About Us page. Awesome. Your About page is super important, guys. Man, if someone goes to your About page, that means they really like you guys and they want to know about just you guys, whoever it is that built what it is they're looking at. So it's really I would say this is a page you guys should get to have fun with, build whatever you want to build. There's all types of About pages all over the world, but this one's a good one. There's all types of companies that have About pages like this.
That's all.
But we had certain problems. We had a lot of problems actually.
Yeah.
A lot of problems.
Okay, so after a sprint, that's typically what you guys do. So you guys can take turns. What are some of the problems that you guys had?
Because I'm a Scrum Master, I will summarize everything. I'll go back to the home page. Click on VD logo. Click on the logo. Yes. The first one is because we actually some of us don't use the Bootstrap, so we wrote our own code. So you can power on the menu. Yeah. For this one, I machine top and machine left and machine right, so the drop down can spread the whole screen, spread out the whole screen. But if you say the justify moves like this.
What do you want to have this right here? Like what's wrong with this?
I want to move, put the space between them.
Space between what? Men and the icons?
Yeah.
Men and the icons, or all these words at the bottom?
There is, yeah.
Once it spread out, so once the collection's a little bit more to the left.
Yeah.
Not in the center.
Yeah.
And this is using just CSS?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man, we got this. Okay, what's this called?
Go to
Is this it? Footer? Navbar?
go to CSS. It's not in the
So you guys just use right here. This is your navbar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so container.
This is the ID menu.
So for
This is it right here, right? This is your. I believe this is.
now we have two CSS files.
The ID menu here.
One more for the
Menu. Yeah. Not that menu. Damn, you guys wrote a bunch of. Alright, so we have. Let's just test. Make sure this works. So I'd like to make sure that our code actually updates. Oh no, I can't even help you guys out right now because I can't run this. Fuck. Oh wait a minute. Okay, let's test this. Shoes for everyone, right? Shoes for everyone. Okay, so let's test. Alright. Okay, that works. Okay, so our menu. So we have a div that has a list in it. Line items, center, right? Gonna work.
No,
Justify content.
yeah.
I like it. I like hearing keywords. It means you guys know.
See? Yeah.
So you're saying that there's a problem here, right?
Yeah, because I put the left margin and the right margin. You can see in my.
Oops.
Inside the ID menu, there's some.
It looks like you guys have some type of some margin, some padding right here. You have padding on the 40 right there.
Yep.
Okay, so where's that coming
I
from?
can show you in the code. Go down a little bit. Yeah, around here. No.
Right here?
No, not this one.
You want right here?
Just down a little bit.
Down. Yeah, take it over.
How? Here is it. Search for 1988.
19
VY. Viewport white.
view height.
White. Width. I mean, yeah. It's not here. Maybe 20. 20 VW.
I think this is it right here, man. I'm pretty sure this is it.
Nah, it's not. It's
Wait,
coming.
no results.
Oh, it's not in the about one. It should be in the style CSS.
Okay, so 20
Yeah, the same. Just search for VW.
VW.
Yeah, it should be here.
Does this say right here?
Yeah. Are we on the index file HTML?
Yeah, we're on styles.ss CSS. Okay, so we can see that we have left is negative. Do you guys know, like, why do we have position? Why were you absolutely positioning stuff?
I want to put the submenu exactly right below the menu.
So just know that if you absolutely position something, it's going to look bad on something.
Yeah.
It's going to look bad on some screen. I promise you that. It may not look on your screen, look bad on your screen right now, but when you open up that same page on someone whose screen is bigger or on a phone, it's going to look horrible. So you should almost never be absolutely positioning. There are very few circumstances in which we want to do this. Charles, what do you think?
Agreed.
Yeah, so that's probably why you're having problems right now. I can go ahead and tell you that, like, if you have something positioned absolutely, you're doing it
So
wrong.
when you use absolute,
Because absolutely, like, because it's like, for example,
when would you use it? In like what situation?
like if for example, if you need to present something and you need to look good on this one screen, then do it then. That's okay. Because if you're presenting your website for a client or for your team member and you need them to say that this works and this looks okay, they're not going to ask you to show them on 20 different screens this looking good. They just need to see it looking okay on one screen. So there's sometimes you can take shortcuts like that. That's okay in business. You know, you don't need it to work all the time, every time. If you need to, like, you know, if you need to complete a deadline, for example. Another thing might be like things that hover in the middle. And also the thing is like, as long as you structure your HTML correctly, you can use absolute, right? Because an absolute is relative to its container. So for example, right? You see this? Does everyone see this box here? Now imagine this is something right here, right? If it's absolutely positioned 40 degrees, 40 points to the left, wherever this is, it'll move to the left. So absolute depends on the container. Because you see on the top left, you see how the container is right here? If I were to move this element 40 pixels left, it would end up here. But if the container were right here, right, and it's absolutely positioned, moving to the left ends up here. I know that seems very abstract, but what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to say is that, like, whatever it is you're trying to place on your screen, every screen is going to be different. You guys are going to have to deal with iPads, iPhones, Androids, tablets, small screens, big screens, you know, because it's like people expect these websites to work on all types of screens, you know. Your boss, if you guys do something wrong, right, your boss, and a customer complains, your boss is not going to say, not like it when you guys say, oh, it works good on my screen. You know?
We ask,
Yeah,
actually
actually,
show you the mobile for this. If you
can change the
design. You design it. You will respond.
So it's okay, guys. What I'm trying to say is like, whenever I told you that, like, I'm not saying that you guys did a horrible job.
There's a picture. Where is that?
Yeah, there you go. See, I've actually seen this happen before, man. If you guys show up, you know, to a company and then something like this shows up, people are going to be pretty upset. They expect you to design responsive. If you guys want to look at real data, I'll show you some real data. This is a real company. So this is my previous company called Becerra. We can look at how many people are coming from mobile phones. Look at all our data. I just want you guys to understand that like mobile phones are out there, and you guys are going to be, the people are going to want you to build for mobile. You know, people scroll on their phones all the time on Facebook, and then people share. Man, I forgot where I can't. There's analytics somewhere. I would say close to 60% of people going to websites now come from their phones. Close to 60%. Damn, I can't find it. Okay, I can't show you. I'll find it, you guys, and I'll share you a link later. Okay? But let's get back to your project. What were you saying?
Yeah, the reason why I use absolute is that the number is fixed to the top. So that's why I put the absolute position, and I have it aligned from top 40%, 40 pixel, because the number takes 40%.
Can you choose?
That's why I use absolute.
Can you change to the leaf version? It's easy to no.
To what version? What do you want to see?
The link I sent you will show the.
Damn, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. It's still very difficult to use though. You see how this text? All this needs to resize. All this needs to resize. It should be structured differently. And like I said, it can get really complicated. And if you like, I get it that like you guys kind of. I want you guys to experiment, right? This is what this class is for. You guys to experiment with CSS and write an HTML on yourself. But the reason why we show you Bootstrap is because if you guys try to do that yourself, you're gonna have a nightmare. You know, you guys cannot compete with those guys. Those guys have been doing that stuff for years. Bootstrap has been something that people have been working on for years, and it's not just one room of people. It's from people from all over the world that have been working on Bootstrap. Yes, I want you guys to know CSS and one day to be able to build Bootstrap. But I'm telling you, it's like an almost impossible task. I would say that, like, you know,
it's
almost
really difficult to customize.
It's just because
stick to the structure, and it's just very, I don't know, it's slow.
There's a bunch of challenges, man. There's gonna be a bunch of challenges, like so it's just like you know, like building any car is hard, right? You know, like, but like if I ask you to build a car versus go buy a car, I think buying a car is more feasible. You know. Like to have all the skill sets to build an engine, to build a tire, you know, to build a windshield. You know how many different tools, how many different machines that you need in order to build a windscreen? You know, that glass is so thick and it's heated to such a temperature and it's so big, it needs to be handled. You know, I would say it's almost impossible for you to single-handedly build a car yourself. But if you learn how to, you know, if you take someone else's example and then you learn how to, you know, put all the pieces together, you could potentially build it. So Bootstrap is just like, you know, it's just like, it's a library of just, you know, just like Charles showed you guys the other day, it's a huge file that people of all over the world have been working on, man. And they're using very advanced design patterns, you know, and these design patterns and these techniques that they use, like, they're going to solve a lot of problems for you guys, you know. So I would suggest you guys practice with Bootstrap if you want to be a web developer. If you guys want to build mobile apps, don't worry about it. We don't use Bootstrap in building mobile apps, but you will need to know how to use Flexbox. Okay, yeah. So you guys keep on with Flexbox Froggy and Git. Okay, you guys keep on doing that. That's what I want you guys to know how to do. I want in the future, when you guys leave this class 11 weeks from now, I'm going to give you a link, and I want you guys to get that code on your machine and run it and change it for me. Okay? I want every one of you guys to be able to do that. And I'm going to send you guys links for all types of projects. I'm going to say, I want you guys to do this and that. And then, if you guys do that a couple times, you guys will be qualified. Because you're not only, like remember that I showed you guys on Skype, right? It's not just for you guys, okay? It's for other people, okay? Remember, you're going to have other people that you guys need to help, man. Like my friend, he needs help with React Native right here, right? He's my junior developer. For the Vietnamese, for people who aren't Vietnamese, basically a junior developer on Thursday asked me to fix an error for him, right? I fixed it for him. What'd I do? I used GitHub. I fixed it. I pushed it. I told him, hey man, look at my pull request. I changed some code. I pushed it to GitHub. I told him to look at it. He got it. And then everything works. And that was my job as a software developer. I didn't actually write that much code. I deleted 4 lines of code, commented out 4 others, and then added like 5 or something like that. I mean, that was my job. So you guys are expected to know how to copy code and then change it and then share it with your coworkers. So yeah. Okay, so this project, I don't expect you guys to do it perfectly, but I really want you guys to be aware of Bootstrap and then get familiar with it, because I promise you, no matter what company you guys go work at, if you're working on a web application, you're going to be either using Bootstrap or Ant Design or Material Design or something like that, and they're all pretty much the same. Give it some classes, Find this class and change it a little bit. I don't want it blue, I want it red, something like that. I want a navigation that resizes, And I want the screen that if a user comes from a mobile phone, because our company runs Facebook ads, I want the user to be able to look at this page and it still look beautiful. Because right now, I would say this is unacceptable. If I was your boss, I would go do it again.
Different layout, different device.
So you need to wrap. Do you guys remember Flexbox Swaggy? Wrap? It's something like this. It would cause it to come down to the next line. I forgot which rule it is, but you guys need to research it. Because Okay. Can we change it? Why is it not happening? How do we go back? You wanna? It's working.
Next time,
Yeah, we have the minimum size for this page.
Okay, so you have medium set up correctly. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to use such a bad idea. It looks good. Okay, guys, I'm not trying to be a hater here. Okay? I don't hate you guys. I know you guys know. I just want you guys to know that this is something that's going to come and that's going to happen. Dude. I have 5 phones. I have 4 phones on me right now. I have 4 phones. Because I need to test on different devices. This is going to be a very common thing that you're gonna get it working great on yours, and then your quality assurance or your quality control is going to come up to you and be like, hey, can you look at my screen? Because I can't push this button. I can't see it. They're going to tell you stuff like that. And in order to solve this, you guys should be using Bootstrap. If you're on web anyway. At least right now, just stick to it right now. But on the other hand, I'm very happy that you guys tried to do it using your own CSS skills. But just know that it's out there, and we tell you to use it for a reason, long term.
Actually, when you bootstrap, sometimes we want to design something, we want to change something, so this will have some default class, and if we not change the CSS on the bootstrap, this will not work with what I want. So that's the reason why it looks like some script they display block and want to change it to flag or doing something, and this change every time.
It's okay. Look, I expect there to be problems. Okay, 2 weeks ago you guys never touched it. I'm pretty happy. I want to see some actual images here, but like you said, this is medium. Okay, on medium it looks pretty good. This is almost acceptable. Maybe this right here. There's different ways in which we resize images. This one right here, we need a different image entirely because this image is too big. So in the case that the screen is a certain width, under a certain width, the image should change. It shouldn't show us such a big image anymore. That's why the image is skewed now, right?
Yeah. So
We
might talk about
resizing.
resizing.
Yeah, so it gets complicated. I remember you guys saying, someone here, I forgot who it was, said, "Oh, that's all it is. That's all Bootstrap is." And I was like, "No, man, it gets way more complicated than that. You know, like there's a whole bunch of difficult techniques that go into using Bootstrap."
For this, I try to make it repository to resize the referral on this, but the image we don't not have enough.
Okay.
So also can't change.
Okay.
So this will be problem.
So yeah. All right. So yeah, good job, guys. Let's give it a round of applause. I really like it. You guys can work on it more.
What does the image, the hero image doesn't show on your computer?
Why the hero image not show?
Yeah, only yours.
There you go.
Okay, it's oh,
I don't see the file. I must not have the file.
there's no file in your folder.
Wait here, I don't have this. You guys gave me a.
What the hell?
This path doesn't look good to me. This is not a path.
Yeah, yes.
This is not work. Who fucked this up?
What? I don't know. But what?
There's the HTTP missing, right?
Because the version I using the block from the GitHub.
Is it?
Yeah.
From GitHub. Why don't I see Git lint?
Can you click on this link to open this?
What's it? One second. I gotta see something. I need to see Git blame. Show Git blame. Why don't I see Git blame? This is weird. What's up with this code? Come on, man.
Sorry?
Who wrote this? This spacing needs to be better. You guys gotta have some styling.
Yeah.
Come on, this is almost a mess.
That's my fault. Sure.
You're gonna get yelled at for this, man. You guys can get yelled. I've implemented behavior that I was told to implement in like 2 hours, right? And then spent a week going over it again because someone didn't like the way I wrote my code. And I'm not talking about just spaces. So you guys gotta work on, writing code like more neatly because you know it's just easier for everyone else to maintain. But yeah, it's okay. Okay, so we have one more group, right? Oh, this one. Right. Get clone. It's not here? You just said it was here, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't the Scrum Master already. It was Vietnam.
Yeah, it's okay. I just named it that one because you're the first one that popped up, so I was like, okay. Oh, so it works right here? Am I looking at the wrong one? Nice.
Check that search bar.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, that's smooth, man. I like that. I like that. I can sit here and watch it grow all day. Who did this?
I worked a little bit on that part.
Damn, that's smooth, man. It's silky smooth. I'm impressed. I've never even done this, man. I have to research this.
And then there was also I took out the links. When you click it, it doesn't have that annoying blue outline. So if you click on it,
Click on this?
if you click on it, it doesn't show that blue outline that normally you would get if you click on something like a link or something. I took that out.
Yeah. So are you using Bootstrap on this one?
Yes, but not for the search bar. I kind of did a little research online for that.
You did some research online, huh?
And made some adjustments to make it responsive.
Well, I can't see this.
I think the responsive part was a little better.
Nice. You have a little bit of a parallax effect in the background of the image. Good job, man. What's there?
You can click on those for extra information.
Ooh, we got a drop down. Who did this?
Yeah, lost her dead guy here.
Nice. Good job, man.
See that blue outline?
I would like to see something that indicates that I'm pressing it, though. Do you think you can show something on the screen, like if I'm tapping this, like the button kind of like highlights a little bit? Not highlights, but like it's didn't they call it a what's it called when water drops in a pond and it spreads out?
The ripple effect?
Yeah, kind of like that. But it's okay. That's a good job still. Because sometimes, yeah. It did respond. It's responsive well, man. You guys did a good job following, that design pattern as well. Man, come on. Did you guys test? Did anyone here test for responsive?
Yeah, as a product owner, I kept trying to make sure that everything was responsive. But I don't know why everyone.
Probably because my screen is. I don't know.
If you go full screen and try to close it down, would that because that's what I was doing. I wasn't really noticing.
Wait, what do you want me to do?
Like minimize the screen.
Minimize the screen.
Resize the problems.
Okay. Hold on, let me see if I can look at it locally.
It's kind of interesting how.
See, but these right here, whenever the screen gets larger, these shouldn't be in the center, right? If you're on your phone, it's hard to reach towards the center of the screen. It should be towards the side.
I actually originally had it spaced out, so there's a lot of setbacks with using Git that we had trouble with.
It's okay, man. Once you guys screw it up here.
Like,
I'm serious, man. Yeah.
Working hours on it, making it look nice and this and that. So like, getting to that part was the Git part was just screwing out everything.
Did any of you guys feel better about Git afterwards? Did you guys do any of those exercises? Who here has done those Git that Git game that I sent you guys?
I was just trying to work on it.
Who here has done it? Anyone?
A little bit, but
Come on, there's like 5 levels. Tell me someone completed level 2.
We were so into everybody was into like the whole time management thing, and then not knowing how to use Git. I'm sure everybody had this like that whole setback of not using Git. So like we were focused on the project, went to Git, messed it up, had to go back, boom, boom, boom. So like there was no time to like really get to the game.
It's okay, yeah, man. So like I would say like websites like this, you guys can spend like $10 and buy one that looks beautiful. I don't actually care that much if you guys do these beautifully. Yeah, I'll show you this, okay? I paid exactly $10 for this, $9.99. It does everything beautifully for me. I don't got to do anything. All I have to do is put in images and text. So what I'm trying to say is like I have a kind of understanding of how Bootstrap works, right? So because I do that, I can customize all this. You know, I can change the colors, the text, the images. You know, the navigation works beautifully. I don't have to worry about that. You know.
It was crazy because at one point the nav was good and then it was different and then it was that.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to say, like, see, even this right here, you see how the images look good? Yeah. I don't, you guys can't compete. There's people that just do CSS and HTML all day, man. They're pro. And they're willing to sell you that they're like, it might have taken him a month to do this, right? But he'll sell it to you for $9, right? And he'll sell it 10,000 times. So now this dude's getting like $30,000 for a month of work. There's real people whose job is to do this. So I just want you guys to know that there's like, that this is out there, and like long term, like I anticipate that you guys don't need to do nav bars that often. I like if you work at any company, if the company's been around for a while, they have enough money to pay you money, they probably already had someone to do nav bar. You know, so that's not a huge issue. But they will expect you to be able to open up some code, right? And then say like, all right, man, we don't like yellow anymore. We want to change this to red. Can someone help me do that? Can someone help me do that right now? I want to change this color to red.
Inspect.
Okay, let's inspect it. Oops. I'm gonna do this. Click that. What else do I gotta do?
Check out the style.
Okay, so I'll go right here.
The main color right there. Just
Yeah.
change it.
Exactly. Did I do this wrong?
Yeah.
That is wrong, red.
Are you putting quotation marks with that?
I always forget the syntax, guys, cause I do mobile now. So good job. See, we can just change one style and have this. You guys don't need to do it perfectly. You don't need to do everything from the beginning, but you do need to know how to take something and then make certain types of changes to it. And the thing is, like pages like this, man, you can find them out. You can find thousands of them, tens of. Yes, like no one's gonna expect you guys to do that. Cause you just can't do this as beautifully as other people, man. Some people are it'd be a waste of company time to ask you to do that, in my perspective. It's company time, and then it's just more problems.
Like now is the time to kind of learn how to do that.
That's why
learn the basics.
track.
Yeah. How
So,
it works.
so that's why I want you guys to do that.
Copy and pasting kind of thing,
So right now you guys are just copy and pasting a little bit, and then like later on, like you guys are gonna do that more for the simpler stuff, and then you guys are gonna focus on the hard problems, right? There's harder problems out there that like I want you guys to also know how to solve, right? Because even if you just change your color, for example, Git, right? You guys don't know how to share that code. Then we ran into a bunch of problems with that. We just changed this to red, right? Now we need to figure out how everyone else on our team can get this code where it's all red. Platypus rehabilitation.
Originally it was adoption, but apparently it was illegal. So according to the Australian wildlife.
It's illegal to adopt platypuses?
Yes, you can only rehabilitate them. I think it has to do a lot with how you handle them. They have poisonous bark. It's all in the information at the.
Oh, you have this on the website? Okay.
So yeah, this was a little joke. Why save a platypus? Because the platypus both lays eggs and produces milk. It's one of the few animals that can make its own custard. So that's why he's saving it.
That's a very adult content right there.
And then this one, what is a platypus? So you scroll down. What is a platypus? It's a duck and a beaver. You get a platypus. So we try to have fun with it, trying to make it self.
That's okay. I like you guys doing that, man.
And then
There's something.
Extra tips is where you'll find some information on that. It's illegal to own platypus. You need a license to handle them, and then after rehab, you got to release them to the wild. And then they have poisonous barbs, which is like their claws. So you got to be careful when you handle them.
Yeah.
And these are all the platypus that we rescued.
That's beautiful, man. I like this. I like the way the photos are all like different sizes. That's a very. I like that technique. Did you guys use tiles?
I think that was what we used, right? Something.
Yeah.
Tiles, right? These are called tiles. No.
No.
So you can
Image grid,
image grid.
which I think is simple.
So there's something maybe that works. Like I said, there's a bunch of different. If you guys are chefs, right? If you guys go work in the kitchen, right? Some kitchens have stoves. Some kitchens have ovens. Some kitchens have barbecues. Some kitchens have pots. There are many different ways to cook food. So just programming is the same way, man. Like you said, you use image grid. I thought he used tiles. Tiles can achieve the same effect that we just saw, right? So at different companies, someone's already, you can go to a company and maybe they use tiles. You can go to a different company and maybe they use image grids. So it's good that I'm happy that you guys are experimenting and trying different things out, because one day in the future, you guys are gonna have, you guys are gonna show someone this and you're gonna say, this is why I'm qualified to work here, because you guys built something using this and it's gonna look amazing. I like that. That's impressive.
I did have some responsibility to display for different style.
You made this responsive?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was like, this work's never done, so it makes it responsive. But I think it looks different here because it was supposed to end up being like just big images like 5, because obviously if you scroll down through each image, it would be annoying. So what happens was as the screen got smaller, less and less pictures, and it would just blow up.
So there's always types of ways, man. It's almost impossible. Like the sky is the limit. It's crazy how many different ways you can take a web page, right? Just different ways that show images. You could write You can write books on this. And in fact, people have written books on this. Different ways to display images.
And then I guess just the about me page is not the footer. The last.
The about me page? Yeah.
Footer, well, that's the about section, and then that's our footer. It was a little bit Spotify inspired from our previous project. And then we have the about page.
None of these work.
And the about us, and there are some problem, but we did create so you can access through local file. Yeah.
This is right. Why did you guys? Why couldn't I get linked to this? I'm confused. You guys could have linked to that.
In some reason, last update we fucked it up.
You fucked it up.
It's like this is like everything at the last minute just got screwed up. Like this, I don't even know.
It's okay. I'm expecting you guys to fuck stuff up. Okay. This is how you become better. Do you guys remember that in day one? What we talked about. The best way to get kind of good at something is to start by kind of being sucky at something. Okay. You guys are gonna practice. You guys are gonna suck at doing pull requests and merging code and stuff like that. But you're gonna practice. You're gonna suck at it, and eventually you're gonna be better at it. Look at this. It's okay, man. It's okay. Honestly, like I said, I believe this is just one very small part of the things that you guys need to know how to do, man. Creating a landing page is not that important. Obviously, it's super. You like the more you know, the better, right? I want to know how to drive a Ferrari, but do I really need time to know how to drive a Ferrari? You know, there's a bunch of other stuff I need to know as well.
Yeah. So the about me page you just wrote about who did what.
Yeah. So these are very typical pages, and then you guys have to create pages like this. It's good that you guys got a little bit of experience. I want you guys by the end of class to make these more beautiful. Okay. At the end of class, we typically have a presentation day. Are we still going to do that? Right. We have our demo day, right? Hannah, we have a demo day for where employees come in.
I thought you do like your own project.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we have a demo day, and you guys are going to work on this some more.
I thought we do like our own thing, like separate from this, like our own whatever we want to create.
In the past, CoderSchool has had demo days where local people from different companies here in Saigon, companies will come and they'll come and recruit real companies, you know, Logivan.
Are they looking at this, or are they looking at a final project that we?
They'll be looking at a final project, but the thing is like you can also show them other projects. People are interested in knowing like the different types of things that you guys know how to work on. You know, because you're never gonna have one project that did everything. That's not a realistic expectation. Is that you built one app that can do anything? Impossible. Because why? Because even if you may have done one thing, there's 10 different ways to do it, right? So let's just say like when you guys see an interviewer, you guys got to ask good questions. That shows that you guys are serious about working there and you guys are ready to contribute. I want to like when you guys go to interviews, you guys ask questions like, well, what design library are you guys using? Are you guys using Ant, Bootstrap, Material? You know, how are you guys building your website? You guys using WordPress? You know, are you guys using Drupal, Django, Rails, Angular, React, Vue? There's 20 different types of ways you could build a front end thing, but they all follow the same fundamental concepts. You nest objects. You give these objects, you nest elements. You give these elements attributes. These attributes dictate how these elements behave on the screen. Right? And that's how you can make beautiful websites and beautiful apps by the same fundamental concept. But anyway, we got a lot of slides to go through. I want to say good job overall. I know it's hard doing Git. I have been messing up. I still make mistakes on Git. You know, it's a very common thing. You know, and I've been, you know, no one's gonna be mad at you. But like, don't mess up master branch, okay? That's all you gotta do. You mess up any other branch, don't mess up master branch.
A lot of things to remember.
Yeah, so like it's like we said the first day, guys. We got a lot to cover, and I don't mean to move fast, but I want you guys to be prepared for some of the things that are going to be expected of you guys. You know, and like I said, like someone's paying you money to write code. If the code only works on your machine, it's not useful to the company. And if you don't do something useful to the company, at the very least, you're not going to get paid a lot of money, and more likely than not, you're probably going to get fired. If you don't do something for the company, because there's a lot of people who want to get paid money, but you got to do something to earn that money, right? So when you write code, it's useless on your machine. Know that it needs to get somewhere where someone else can use that code. And more likely than not, this will be a GitHub or a GitLab or a Bitbucket or a private CDN for that code, depending on what type of company you guys work at. So let's give them a round of applause. Good job, guys. Okay guys, this week we're going to be talking about JavaScript. Right now we're introducing you guys to one of the most important things. I don't know, man. Every single thing I'm going to tell you guys is going to be really important. Okay? I'm going to tell you only important things. I don't want to waste my time talking to you guys about not important things. So the first thing is we just had our delivery meeting. We talked about what we did over the last week. Typically, after if you're running an agile company, after you have the delivery meeting, you guys will have a sprint retrospective. It's everyone's opportunity to talk about what did not work well and what did work well. You guys remember Charles talking about this? You guys can say, I don't like any messages on Slack, stuff like that. Or like, you know, the truth is like, if you guys are the developer, you guys aren't delivering, this is where the product owner is going to say like, man, we need to find someone to replace this person. That might come up, stuff like that. Or I need additional team members. So can you guys fill out this form? Do you guys have access to this form? You guys can fill this out here in a couple minutes. Just talk about how the Screw project went, and you know, try to be honest with your feelings. It helps us out. We want to know like how good we are. You know, how we could make this class work better. So you'll find that at a company, there's many different types of people, right? Just like in life, in school, in every single other place. You might have a coworker who's really good at their job, but like they're just hard to work with because like they don't listen. Those people you don't want to work with either. No matter who you guys are in a company, man. If you're a CEO and your developer is pro and he does his job well, but he's difficult to manage, he's gonna find a way to get rid of you or make your life more difficult so that you guys don't want to work there, or he's not gonna give you a raise that you want, right? Who here wants to make a lot of money one day? I want to make a lot of money. That's why I'm doing this. I kind of care about you guys, but not as much as I care about me. So in order to be someone that, you know, that like you guys can, like someone that's going to get paid a lot of money and can be depended on and trusted to mentor other people on the company, you guys can't be a jerk. You know, even though you may be more skilled as a developer, right? And you may know the skill set, you guys still got to be polite to people. So don't be this guy. You probably want to. There's also the wonder. Yeah, this diagram is just the different types of developers that you have, and you guys ultimately want to become this guy. You know, someone who's always like available, someone who's available to help people with other issues, and like, you know, just be someone who's able to contribute to the team, whether it's on Sunday writing code or onboarding a team member or sharing code, right? Because someone else is on vacation, you shared code with someone, right? You may need to open up GitHub and give someone access or give them SSH keys. There's all types of different things you need to know how to do. Okay, so lastly, next we're just going to talk about the real programming. I don't know why we say this. Well, actually, I do know why. We're going to be introducing you to JavaScript because HTML is just a way of structuring our web pages. And CSS is a way of styling them. JavaScript is a way of adding behavior to our web applications. Behavior. And when we talk about behavior, there's all types of things it could be. It can be something like this. Here's me. So you can see here that this web application, it has some JavaScript code that's running, and it basically has a little bit of machine learning, I think, involved. And there's some code that's running that it tracks me across the screen. Well, the first thing it did, it asked for permission. You guys are gonna run into this concept a lot in your development careers. Permissions, because your applications may not have permissions to do certain things, right? If you build a mobile app, you need to ask for permissions for notifications, ask for permissions for using their locations, right? So, has anyone here opened up this page yet? No? I bet if you guys open up this page, you guys are gonna have some code that pops up something and asks you for your camera permissions. Can someone open up this link and tell me if they see that? Yeah, you guys see it? Watch this. That would. See? You see right here? And what drives this behavior right here is called is JavaScript. So we'll just talk about that right now. Move on. Next week we're going to talk about advanced JavaScript, ES6. This is what's sexy in town now. If you want a job as a mobile developer or a front-end developer, you got to know how to do this. Yeah. Or the highest probability, because if you go to ITVic, I'll show you guys a message I got from my friend. Forget it. Who here wants to make $3,000 a month in Vietnam? I do. My friend Alex. Oh look, he made a post on GitHub. He says, "Hey Loy, can you suggest someone? Here's some jobs he's hiring." So we're looking for a React developer in Ho Chi Minh City. This dude wants to pay money right now. And all you gotta know is React and JavaScript. TypeScript is a form of JavaScript. If you know JavaScript, you will know TypeScript. But how much is he paying? Between 1.5 to 3,000 USD. He has two of them. He's trying to hire two people right now. He's a personal friend of mine. Also, 1.5 to 3. And once again, you need to know JavaScript and ES6. The reason why I'm showing you guys this is because, like, the truth is like, I want to have a family. Me personally, I want to have a family and kids one day, and I want to take good care of them. So for me, like, I don't want money for myself. You know, I just want to be able to put myself in a position to take care of my family the way I want to, in a really good way. So when I think about that, it gives me motivation to, like, work hard. You know. Because it's like, I'm not talking about just like getting by, you know? I want like vacations for my family, good schools, crazy stuff like that. So I feel like that's gonna cost a lot of money, so that's what keeps me up at night, writing code, you know? I'm okay with that. Okay, back to the slides. Okay, so far we've only been working in the front end so far, guys. If we had a visualization of a restaurant, right? When you guys go into a restaurant, you guys only see the front. Only the front end. That's what looks good. That's where like people arrange chairs and stuff and choose good colors that match each other. And everyone has to wear nice clothes. That's the front end. But we also need the back end, because a restaurant that does not have food is useless to you guys. And that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, so what is a program? Ultimately, what is a program, guys? Does anyone want to try? A program is just a sequence of commands that tell a computer to do something. So we're going to watch this video.
We're here at Creator, a new BurgerBot restaurant, with the founder, Alex, who invented this crazy machine we're standing in front of. Maybe you could tell us, how did you get into the idea of building a BurgerBot?
So I grew up flipping burgers, and parents got a restaurant. I've made maybe tens of thousands of burgers in my life, and when your job is to make something like 400 of the same burger every single day, you realize that there are a lot of opportunities to make it just a little bit better, except didn't have the means. So I thought, okay, if better kitchen tools help me make a much better product, why not just take that to infinity? And this is kind of like the ultimate kitchen instrument. We just spent sauce down to milliliter. We just spent seasoning down to gram. There's 11 sensors to watch the temperature of the beef, and some AI to make sure we lock in the doneness. When we grind the meat, we literally align the meat and the patty to go along with your bite kind of vertically as your incisors come through, so you get a lot of advantage on the texture side of things.
So the burgers are tasty, and I'm absolutely surprised that they only cost $6. But my question is, what is this going to do for the future of work and all the people that already work in these kind of restaurants?
So, I grew up making burgers, and that type of job is really close to my heart. And so I thought, okay, if I'm in a position where my job is to do something repetitive all day, how can I make a place of work where I can move from that into doing something that's either more creative or social? And so this place has a decent sized staff, actually. We're paying everyone $16 an hour. On top of that, we're able to give people a 5% time, meaning 5% of the time on the clock is spending that reading a book or doing something that's going to benefit them in the long run, as opposed to what I was doing growing up, just doing this over and over all day. And so I think what we're going to see is an enhancement in terms of our collective skill set, moving into things that are just generally more fulfilling.
Go try this new burger, come out to 680 Folsom in San Francisco, and hopefully we're going to see more of these creator restaurants, even kiosk forums, or the full-size version like this around the country soon. That cheese just melted right in. Eat burgers all.
So the takeaway from that video I want you guys to think about is that in life, just like in programming, there's a lot of things that we have to do over and over and over again. And if we could devise some way to do it quickly and efficiently, then it helps us out. Like that guy, he used to make burgers, and he realized that like building burgers are all kind of the same. You know, you gotta cook some meat, you gotta get some bread, you gotta open the bread, you gotta put the meat on the bread, you gotta add some sauce. And then he built a machine that does all these steps, one after the other. So you could argue this that by instead of writing code, even though he didn't write code, he built a program. Right there, when he built that machine that built that made hamburgers, you know, because it sequentially did something over and over and over again, so that people could do other things. You guys heard what he said about what he wants his employees to do? He said they want 5% of time to read a book or to do something that was good for them, and that's the kind of power that you guys are gonna have by programming. You guys are gonna free up other people's lives to make their lives easier to do other things. That's the end goal. No matter what type of user and what type of market and what type of solution that you guys have, you're gonna make someone's life easier. So I want you guys to constantly be thinking about like programming is that like, you know, you guys are just making something that like repeats itself in an expected way, given a certain amount of ingredients, and it'll just do something. Okay, so variable. Someone tell me what a variable is, please. Someone.
Represent something.
Phil. It represents something. I think that's a great explanation. I like to think of it as a variable, something that holds something. So we can see right now days in a week, right? This right here is a little bit of JavaScript. Right here, JavaScript. And this is all it is that this variable is holding this number 7. It's kind of like a bucket. It can hold shrimp, it can hold a cat, it can hold strawberries. It just holds something. That's what a variable does. And it can hold something and be passed around. It can be given names. So for example, this could also be a variable, right? We have many variables right here. On the first line, we see const animal dog. And then on the second line, we see let color black. Can anyone tell me what the difference between let and const is? Anyone? Phil?
Constant is something that's constant, so like it can't really be changed, whereas let is a little bit more loosely, so like if you end up changing the variable later on, you're allowed to.
So there are 3 different ways to declare a variable in JavaScript. And the reason why that is because people have improved their programming techniques over the years. No one was a great programmer, or not, like programming languages weren't as good as they are now 20 years ago. So the difference between const and let is exactly what Phil said. Const is something that should not be changing. A dog should not change. If a dog is a dog, you know, a dog can't be a cat and a bird. A dog is a dog. And the reason why in JavaScript we have 2 different ways of declaring that is for computations to be quicker. So when we declare something as const, the data, JavaScript understands that, like, oh, I don't need to think about this anymore. This will always be true of this value. So it just runs faster. You can think of it that way. Whereas let can be reassigned, and because it can be reassigned, it causes more computational power, right? You guys know that your computers and your phones can make hundreds of thousands of calculations in a second. Some of them can run millions, and every one of them count. They make your computer a little bit slower. So that's what this is for. But the reason why color is let is because a dog's color can change, right? You could dye its hair color. The dog can get old. You know, that can change. And obviously your age can change. And this leads up. And this is something that will change every single day, multiple times a day. It's whether or not the dog is hungry, right? And you can see that this right here is true. So we're moving.
Can you demo a little bit, like console log on?
I'm going to demo in just a second, okay? I want to show.
Does this time it would be easier for us to see the different columns and that?
Okay, so.
Print it out, then we will be easier to understand.
All right, so guys, you guys are going to have access to this rep right here, okay? So let's go ahead and define some variables up top. We'll say constant name is CoderSchool. Okay, this is where we're always at. So if I do constant name and I console log this and run the program, I can see that my console prints out CoderSchool, right? But now if I try to do name equals hello, my console complains. Assign it to constant variable. I cannot reassign a constant because it is constant. But there are certain things that I do want to sometimes be able to change. So let's say is hungry, right? Goes true. So if I console log this now, I can see it's true. But I can reassign the value. So first I was hungry, right? Hungry on line 2 is true. And then I console logged it on line 3. And then on 5, I changed it. But I could not do this if it was a constant. Is that clear? Is that clear, everyone? Okay, so I think this next slide right here is pop. I've been thinking about whether or not I should say this to you guys. And I'm not going to say it because I try not to speak in absolutes. But this might be one of the most important concepts in programming that we're about to demonstrate. Who knows what this is? An apple. An apple. What do you do with an apple?
Eat it.
You eat it. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Can you eat this apple for me?
Eat it?
Eat it. Eat it, come on. Very simple, right? Mm-hmm. What is an apple, guys? What kind of food is it? It's a fruit, right? Are all fruits the same? No. Who said no?
Different colors and shapes.
Different colors, different shapes. What is this?
Orange.
Okay, so you guys know your fruits. Good job. Can you eat this?
I have to give it first.
You have to peel it first. Okay, so I think that's a reasonable expectation. Does anyone think he's wrong when they say that he has to peel that fruit first? Is he wrong? Anyone? No, he's right. The fundamental concept I want you guys to understand is that with data, there are also many different types of data. And because they are fundamentally different, we have to treat them differently. Just like we have to treat an apple and an orange differently. It's a fundamental concept of programming. Okay? Every single language has these. You could be doing JavaScript today, C tomorrow, Python next week, right? Every single language is going to have different data types. And these different data types, you're going to work with them differently. We have numbers to perform calculations. And even within these types of data, there are even subclasses. What's a different type of number? Anyone know? What are types of numbers? Integer, floats, those are different types. We also have strings. You can think of strings as words and sentences, but strings can get more complicated. We also have booleans. Booleans you can think of them as fundamental truths about something, right? So a boolean might be dog. Does a dog have 4 legs? True. Can that ever be false? Yeah, a dog can lose his legs, right? What if it gets hit by a car? What if it gets amputated? But Booleans are fundamental truths for a certain thing. Lastly, we have much more complicated types of data. Arrays, objects, hashes, dictionaries. These are ways of working with data that typically they have some type of common characteristic, right? So all people have names, right? Most people have names. There are edge cases in which people don't have names, right? But these types of complicated data is going to help you work more effectively and not repeat yourself. If you guys understand how to work with different types of data, just like you guys understand how to eat different types of fruits, you guys will have a very good understanding of programming. Because no matter what language it is you guys are working with, you guys are going to deal with different types of data. They can be dates as well. Dates are easily used to compare dates, see what month something happened, see how long ago it was. See how long ago, how far in the future something will occur. So yeah, I want you guys to keep this in mind, and this is important for you guys for your future as developers. This fundamental concept, right?
Can I call a variable? Number one is a string.
Can number one be string?
If I call it a string, it will be a string.
Yes, you can do that. But that's not a good thing. You should not be naming your variables on a data type. That's one problem. And secondly, if you name it a number, it should be a number, I think. No, you can't do that, man. If it's just one, you're saying just one, right? Or is it one hello or something like that? So I have a page in the future I'll send you guys. It's like a guide on good naming for variables, but it's really hard, man. Just know it's super hard. Okay, so I cannot do this. I did not remember. We cannot use numbers in variable names unless it's at the end. Okay, so now I do console.log. And we see that I can have a variable with a number in it, but it cannot be in the front. There's a bunch of rules, guys. I cannot repeat them all to you right now. It would take all year to tell you all these rules and how many different edge cases that could occur, right? So I want you guys to watch a video. I'll share this to you. This guy's super pro, one of my favorite people on YouTube. This dude is so pro, man. Derek Banyas. He's gonna give you examples of how this works.
Hey guys, my name is G. I'm 22 years old and
are you looking forward to make investment? Have you ever thought?
Well, hello Internet and welcome to my new... Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go and get Bootstrap, which is just going to make it very easy for us to create, pretty simple. Calculate pi, and then what else? Then after that, I'm going to create...
God, he's going to give you so many examples, man. I cannot compete with this guy. He's too pro.
Hello Internet and welcome to my...
Alright, so here you guys go. I want you guys to watch this weekend, for real. Get familiar with it. I really want you guys to get good at JavaScript because it's going to be the best thing that you've ever done. You can build mobile apps, web apps, desktop apps, APIs. You can build programs which communicate with drones. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so... Alright, so...
Can you go back to the example because it's not exactly what I meant?
Wait, what example of what?
The numbers and strings.
I think she meant like putting numbers in the string.
You want to put numbers in a string?
So if everything called a string when you put like the double...
Nope, that's not true either. So if you use if you use double quotation marks...
It is number, but I want to call it a string. So if I put it into the double quotation mark, it will be a string.
Yeah, you could, right?
You could do that, yeah.
But it depends when you add this number in a string with another string, that's when it gets confusing.
No, but the thing is, this like so are you saying that this is a string right now, right? This is a string, right? Is everyone gonna agree this is a string? Right? So what if I do this? To int. Does that work? To float? To float? Okay, I don't remember this. Hold on. To float JavaScript. I don't remember all these, man. To float JavaScript. Parse float, my bad. Parse float. So, after I run this function, although right now it is a string, it ends up being an integer. And this is something you guys are gonna have to do sometimes. You're gonna have to work with different data types. The data that you're gonna get from your API is gonna be a string, but you need it to be a number because you actually need to do some math with it, right? Because, for example, if I did this, guys, what would I get? Oops, the console already told you guys. I already told you guys. So, do you guys know why this is? Who can explain to me why this is? Yeah. Okay, so it's a string. So why does it not give me 2?
It's not number.
Exactly, it's not a number. When JavaScript reads this code, because this data type is a string, right? And it sees that on the other side this is a string, it evaluates this plus right here, 2 data type strings, as combining 2 strings to form 1 string. Remember what I said about apples and oranges? It's 2 different data types. So if I do this, I get a string that is 1. But if I do this, I get a mathematical calculation, right? 1 plus 1 data type integer or number will have a method plus, which gives me a return value of the actual mathematical calculation. Questions? Phil?
Can you explain the difference between parse float and parse int?
So parse float will give me give me digits. Whereas if I do parse int, it will give me only a parse int. Huh. Okay, so parse float will take a second argument. I think this is the parse float. Parse float, it can take a second argument, which will be the amount of what's this called? Someone help me out here. Come on, what's this called? The decimal places to 0. The hundredths, thousandths. Yeah. Yeah, the degrees of specification, because numbers can get huge. They can get infinitely huge. So I know parse float. There's an argument somewhere. I can't remember how to do it right now. I'd Google it later. But you can say, I want 10 zeros. Or I want 20 zeros. We can specify the degree of accuracy that we want. Because, numbers can get super complicated, man. You're talking about, like, GPS, latitude, longitude, get super complicated. Yes? Yeah. So there's all types of different rules. JavaScript is a funky language. There you go. Good job, man. Thank you for explaining that. You taught me something there. Honestly, I don't remember. So right here we can see that the 0 rounds. That's what it is, right? JavaScript has a bunch of funky rules, guys. You guys gonna have to work. There's no other way to do it. You guys gonna have to practice. I'll show you guys something in the afternoon. Something I did to become a better JavaScript developer. And I think if you guys are anything like me, you'll enjoy doing this exercise as well. You're gonna write code, and it's gonna turn red to green, and then you're gonna feel good about your knowledge of the language. So I'll show you guys that after lunch. Okay, so just to recap, remember, fundamental concept of programming is data types. An orange isn't an apple. I could bite into an apple, A-OK, no problem. But an orange, I gotta peel it, I gotta cut it. What do we have to do with a pineapple? What do we have to do with a melon? What do we have to do with a potato? Can you bite into a potato? Nope, it's too hard. You have to do something else before you can eat it. And data is the same way, guys. So whenever you guys see an error message, undefined type, error type error, what you're probably doing is you expect to have a 1 plus a 1 that you can do calculations on, but you have a string that has a 1 in it plus another string that has a 1 in it, and then you guys screwed it up, fucked it up. And that's okay, because that's part of life. So with that, our presentation is about to be over, or no? Remember, there's one more part I forgot. So we also have conditionals. All you guys have used conditionals, right? Yeah? Who here doesn't know what a conditional is? Who here knows what a conditional is? Someone raise their hand.
No, in Excel.
Tell me, what is a conditional?
Conditional is you test something. Conditional when you test something is true or false, and you do something after that.
Correct. A conditional is a branch of code, just like you said in Excel as well. It's a branch. It says the code can go this way, it can go that way. Just think about it, a road, you know? At an intersection, you guys can turn left, you turn right, and go straight. A conditional is where the code can diverge in its sequence of occurrence. And this can get way more complicated than the if-else. You know? There could be a case statement. When this, do that. When that, do this. You know? You can also have if-else, else-if. You know? There's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of different booleans, or conditionals. But yeah, fundamentally, at its simplest form, right? The 1 + 1 of a conditional is this right here. If this is blue, do this. Otherwise, do this. It's the simplest way you can do it.
Is there any few steps that we have to remember to do that?
Huh?
We have to remember the syntax and code it?
Yep. You're going to be expected to memorize this. If you want to write JavaScript code, you got to know how to write an if-else conditional. Yeah, you guys are expected to memorize that, to be honest with you, because you're gonna have to. Someone's gonna say, "Hey, if the user's about 18 years old, I want to show these images." And if they're not, show these images. Your boss is not gonna tell you to write code. He's not gonna tell you to open up this file, open up app.js, go find line 60 and type in a conditional. He's gonna tell you, "I need this code to do this," and then if else is gonna be a part of your skill sets that you use to solve this problem. If it is after 8 o'clock, you do not show buses that were before 8 o'clock. I implemented that very recently at BSRed. If it's after a certain time, if it's after 12 o'clock, you don't show them these anymore, right? If it's after Thursday, you don't show them the weekend specials anymore. If it's after Monday, you begin showing them the weekend specials. If else is a fundamental thing that you're going to be using. They're all fundamental, but this is also one of them, branching logic, conditionals. And this one might be the most abstract of all, functions. Can someone here tell me what a function is? Anyone? Talk to me.
The way to do things.
A function is, yeah, it is a way to do something, yeah. When we call functions, I would say a function is just a sequence of events that we tell the computer to do, right? You might hear it called a method, you might hear it called a function, right? But ultimately, it's just a sequence of, it's just some code that tells something to happen, right? And this afternoon, during our lab, we're going to write a couple functions. We're going to write a function that converts Vietnam dong to USD, and then we're going to do the vice versa of that. I don't know, you guys pick which one you guys want to write. I'll write one to show you, and then I just want you guys to do the exact opposite. That's simple. And then we can make it way more complicated if we want. So we already have a slide, and yeah, we're going to do that. So one thing to think about functions, well, two very important things about functions is that they have arguments, right? And these arguments determine how the function will behave. Let me say that again. Functions have arguments, and these arguments determine how the function will behave. Ray, you listening to me? What I just said?
Functions have different behaviors.
Functions have will have different arguments when called, and these arguments will dictate how the function behaves. Okay? Let me show you an example. What? Come on. Functions have different arguments, and these arguments will determine how they behave. So let's write a function, right? Let's say this one is say hello. Oh man. Function, say hello. It's going to take one argument, name. And then we're going to return hello. That's not right. Hello, name. Right? So if I do a console.log and then I call this function and I give it the name Loy, what do I expect to see on the left, on the right? Right? That's correct, right? Oops, I made a mistake. Didn't close this one. But if I give it a different name, I also expect it to behave differently, right? Let's just say I give it Hannah. What do I expect to see right here? Right? So basically, when I call this function, once with Loy and once with Hannah, this argument, right now it's called an argument. Do you see the parentheses right here, guys? This is the first argument. And so basically Loy gets, imagine that Loy right here on line 6 jumps up to name on line 1. And then the return value gets placed inside of this string right here, a data type string. Okay? And then the second time I call it, on line 8, the argument which is passed to the function is Hannah. Thus, despite the fact that I called the exact same function, I only defined one function called say hello. The function behaved differently each time I called it. One time it said hello Loy, one time it said hello Hannah. Does anyone have any questions on how this works? Yes?
Can we put the function in the app?
Correct. If you want to learn how to build mobile apps, you're going to do that. You can do that a lot. It's actually a very common design pattern.
So is this correct if I understand it's like the condition of the function? Is it correct?
Yeah, so what you're asking about is what we call first class citizenship. There's certain things that a program, well, not every single language has this, but JavaScript does have first class citizenship. First class citizenship for functions. You can pass a function to a function in JavaScript. So I'm just gonna alert hello, right? And then I'm gonna call it. Oops, why is this not working? Name. Is this not working? Alert. I don't think I have support for ES6 here, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. So alert is also a function, right? I'm passing alert to my say hello function. Name and then alert becomes, do you guys see what this is right here? Alert. This pops up the alert on my screen. Right here. Right? Once I pass this function, oh no, I completely messed this up, dude. My bad, I'm sorry. Alert is a function. Can you speak up, please, Anna? I can't hear you. Oh, what do you think is wrong with that? What's wrong with putting name right here? What is name right here? Can you tell me what name is? Can anyone tell me what data type name is on line 1? It's an argument to the function call, right? But that is a function. It in and of itself is also a function. I know this is super complicated, guys. It makes your head hurt thinking about it. Right? Watch this. How about if I delete all this, right? And I run this code, what's going to happen, right? Let's just look at the simplest concept. I do alert, go. If I press play, my screen gets an alert. That's because alert is a function. It's something someone else wrote for us. You guys don't need to know how it works right now, but someone else wrote a function for us to use.
It's a prompt, right?
Huh?
Prompt is...
Yeah, it's a prompt. It can be called many things. But the thing is right now, in terms of code, in terms of what I need you guys to understand, is all it is it just runs some code. Alert is a function that runs some code. And its argument is a string. They want a string in their first argument. So I'm going to take this, and I'm also going to, you can also, just like I said a second ago, we can pass this to say hello. And this function is now accessible to us. So I'll do, what? Say hello. If I run it, yeah. Okay, so now we have a different problem. Okay. So anyway, this is just a brief introduction. We need you guys to also this afternoon we're going to be walking around. I'm going to help you guys out. We're going to build a currency converter using JavaScript. We're going to break right now for lunch because we're running a little bit late. You guys please read if you guys have time, please read ahead on the lab this afternoon, and we're going to work on that in a little bit, okay? Do you have any questions for the lecture this morning?
Can you show more demos on barely know the syntax, and it's just a brief introduction. I don't know how it works.
Okay, so let's just say we'll define a constant. We'll just define let. We'll say color. So right now we have on line 1 we have a variable called color, right? And we'll say, and let's just pretend we're trying to write a program that's going to determine what type of fruit this is, right? So we can do if color is equal to red console.log maybe apple. Oh my god, I cannot type today. Else console.log maybe orange. If I run this, what's it gonna console log, guys? Maybe apple. Correct. Okay, but this one can get more complicated, right? Maybe we don't want what else could we do with this one right here? We could also have additional variables that this conditional takes, right? So we could have a nested conditional. If size equals small, right? Then we could say console.log small apple. Otherwise, you can say console.log big apple. If I run this right now, what's going to happen, guys?
Maybe apple.
It's not going to say anything.
Not say anything
because it's going to throw an error. What is it complaining? Can someone tell me what this error says? Someone read it out to me. Exactly. So on line 5, we try to use a conditional using a variable which does not exist. So we need to create this variable. Size equals small. So now if we run it, what's going to happen? Oops. Good job, guys. You guys are helping me out. Big apple. Oh, I spelled it wrong. There we go. So we're gonna have, dude, this could get really complicated very quickly. There's a ton of different if else's. Guys, I may have told you to play around on Flexbox Froggy and on Git a lot, but you guys are definitely going to need to play around on these other exercises with JavaScript, because this is where it starts getting complicated. You know how the slides a second ago I told you guys that like this is real programming? I didn't make that slide, Charles did. So he thinks this is real programming. You know, I actually tend to agree with them now. But on the other hand, I do think HTML and CSS is important. You guys have seen code I've sent you guys for building mobile apps. Same concept. Nest some stuff, give it attributes. I want you guys to know how to do all that. I want you guys to know how to build mobile apps, web apps, whatever you guys want to know how to do. But what I'm trying to say here, the most important, man, I gotta stop saying that. There are many fundamental concepts that you guys got to know to be good programmers. Someone name some of the concepts that we talked about today. Data types, variables, conditionals. I can't remember them all. Functions. Functions are super important.
There's one thing I want to ask. Can you go back to the apple and orange example?
Yep.
So if I don't want to call another variable name size, can I write a function so I can pass in the value or size afterwards? So it will exist within if else function.
Yeah, so you can write another function. This is going to be more complicated. So we'll just say, so typically you guys, if you guys are writing nested conditionals like this, you guys are doing a bad job. I'm telling you that right now. You should not have an if inside an if.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident. So what Hannah is saying right now is that she doesn't like the way this works. So what she's saying is she wants us to say, write a new function which is concise in telling us what it does and what this code is used for. She wants concise code. She wants to read the name of the function and be like, all right, this is what this does. So we're going to call this one pumped apple size. Okay? That's all it's going to do. Oops. What? Okay. And then this will have the responsibility of console logging for us, right? So now, if we get inside the first branch of this conditional, we will call this function, because this is a lot better way of doing this. I did something wrong here, right?
So you can just delete the first two that.
Hold on one second. I'm doing something wrong. Okay, what was that, Hannah? What'd you say?
So right now I can delete like the first two left because I have the function within.
The left size small.
I don't need to define size anymore.
Why not?
I'm passing that value.
So you want to pass in this value from here, right? We need this. So then this is size. We'll just say apple size. But you still need to find this spot. We still need to find this somewhere, right? Where are we going to define this? And that's, you guys can hear me say that a lot. Show me where it's defined. What I'm telling you is I want you to show me code. I want you to show me code. Where does size come from? Show me where size comes from. I'm going to say this to you all the time. Show me where it's defined. Because you can't just make it up. Programming isn't magic. We can't just make it up. We can't make up the size. We got to say where the size is. Someone tell me where size is right now. Where is it? Up. There it is. It's on line 2. When I tell you guys, I want you to show me where it's defined. I want you to show me code and tell me a line. Okay? Especially if it's on your computer. Because I don't want to jump on your computer. I want you guys to be able to explain yourself as developers to your teammates. I might be a junior developer and I need help. I might be your boss and I need to know whether or not you've been working on this project. So I need you guys to be able to quickly say, open up your browser, type in Command P, type in the name of a file, type in Control G, type in the file line, and show me some code. Okay? Alright, so let's see whether or not this works. So it works the same, right? Except it's a little bit cleaner now. It's a little bit easier to understand. Lines 12 through 16. If the color is red, we run a function. This function takes an argument, size. It evaluates what this size is. If the size is small, then we console log small apple. If it's not small, then we console log big apple. And you can see that this is the fundamental building blocks of a program, any program. You know, it could be, did the user press the button? If the button is pressed, make the button look a different way, right? It could be show a loading screen. There are many different ways that this thing will manifest itself into an actual program, right? It's something useful for you guys and for the world. Because remember, we're building programs to make people's lives better. It doesn't really matter what company you guys work for. Ultimately, the objective is to make someone's life better, and then we can make money. Because if you solve problems, you're worth a lot of money. You don't even have to solve all the problems, just solve one of them. Okay, questions, guys? Questions? Okay, so guys, we have this assignment. Can you guys please read up on it on For the Win, week 2? Well, you guys have your lunch break, and then afterwards we're gonna have a lab. I'm gonna show you guys a quick demo again using JavaScript, another one. But I want you guys now to think about it. Think about some of the things that we talked about at a higher level, and just know that these concepts are gonna be concepts you guys are expected to have memorized. Okay. All right, good job, guys.
Everybody, there's 2 feedback that I need you to do. This one is the real evaluation. You haven't finished it yet. Please finish it. And there's another expected form that you need to collect all the information so we can help better deliver you a better experience within this class.
Giờ nói nó ở đăng ký đâu.
You have to clone it, then he wants you to make a change on line 57, and then push it, and then apply for a full question.
Did you have your repo, your own repo?
I just zipped it, and then I cloned it.
That's why I did first and fourth. And it will update your own property. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then now you clone it. Now you clone it. You clone it in your own repo. Just delete the one that's
and then open it in
yeah, we have
right here.
you just delete the one that you want.
In Word.
I want my heart back. You ate my apple, damn it! I didn't make that sacrifice for the class. You guys are getting lunch, guys? You guys work?
Easy, saving time. PB&J and some sauteed veggies and chicken and rice.
Nice. That bread looks crazy, man.
Yeah, black sesame bread.
Nice.
Trying some breads out here. So the peanut butter and the jelly sauce. Got a American version.
Nice. I love South America.
Some Skippy version.